What's up, guys? So it's been about a week since I made the last video, and I actually have been actively playing Crimson Desert. I've been playing it regularly. I beat my first boss, and this was a good segue into like recording part two of the Crimson Desert journey because we now unlocked a new character, and I kind of see why they make the parallel and the comparison to let me also reduce the volume because this game can get a little bit loud. I don't want it to interfere with the review. So you can switch characters basically, and over time you're gonna get multiple characters, I presume. But like this reminds me of GTA 5, where you had Franklin, Trevor, and Mike, and like I can see why they would compare this to that game. And also on top of that, the game is mostly open world, and the narrative and the storyline is kind of secondary. So you can choose to do the main quest, or you can choose to do side quests, or you can choose to participate in different activities happening around the world, or you can choose to just start killing people and then have cops chase you. So in this game, they have a version of cops, and depending on what you've done, the level of severity of your crime, you will be chased down, and you're gonna have to defend yourself and fight with, I guess, quote unquote, the policing in this game. And there are a lot of parallels with GTA 5. Obviously, like the main parallel being like you can take anybody's horse, you can take anybody's carrier, you can switch characters, you can go and pillage villages basically, and whatnot. And I also got my first glimpse of combat, and I'm not talking about your traditional like NPC combat. I'm talking about like literally we fought a boss and we had to leverage dodging mechanics. We had to leverage parrying. We had to leverage like crowd control, breaking guard and defense. And then even in the middle of the boss battle, we had to basically the boss battle was with this goblin. I don't know if they're called goblins, but I guess as far as I'm concerned, they look like goblins. This goblin called Hornsplitter, and he was basically the leader of the I forgot the name of the faction already, man. Gold something, and we killed him, and he was a pretty difficult boss for like straight out of the bat because like prior to this I'm just and people will say, oh no, he's an easy boss. It took me like three tries to beat him. But like prior to this, we were just fighting like random NPCs with no mechanics, no skills. Like you just unga bunga them to death. Whereas this guy, he had a pattern and rotation, and he had the ability to dodge your skills as well. And on top of that, he had a lot of health, and if he could basically like three or four shot you. He didn't have one shot mechanics, which was nice, but like he could three or four shot you, and you'd have to use a combination of. So let me get into battle stance. So you'd have to use a combination of parrying, dodging, attacking, crowd controlling. Then there's another one I think goes like this, and there's even a healing ability, but I don't know if she has it. But basically, our main character, I think his name was Cliff. Our main character has an ability that also heals him, and you're able to also use food. I still haven't really understood potions yet, but I'm assuming that at some point in time, we will get into that. And I haven't fully dove into the gear progression yet either. And also, secondly, I was messing around with the settings more. As you can see, the game looks way better now. I don't know what I exactly changed. I'll show you guys what settings I'm running on. So outside of the resolution, I'm actually running on this resolution because I have a widescreen monitor. But for video purposes, we're gonna use this one. I decided to go back to the maximum upscale, but I changed the performance so I get a little bit of FPS because I was lagging a little bit. And then similarly to the last video, I am still playing on medium because I don't really see that big of a difference. So truthfully, I didn't change much. I think whatever patch they did, whatever patch they did, they made a pretty big patch a few days ago. Actually, almost the day after I recorded my first video, and that completely changed how the game looked. Immediately, it completely changed how the game looked. The game actually looks pretty good now. Although, like, you can see it's a bit static. Like, obviously, the water is not flowing. And then you can see, like, the waterfalls are still kind of, like, pixelated. But overall, I mean, I can't complain. Like, the game looks amazing. Like, genuinely. And my wife walked by a few times while I was playing. And she was like, "What movie are you watching?" And I'm playing a game. She's like, "Wait, what?" Like, us being used to games, obviously we get desensitized to the graphics, but like I think now for whatever reason, I don't know what they changed, but the game looks 100 times better. And now I would say it looks better than Witcher 3. My first video, I said it looked worse than Witcher 3. It's not that I take it back. I genuinely think something changed. Even between the two videos, you'll see there's definitely a fidelity difference. Like even walking around. And in terms of the controls, I think they improved it a little bit, but it's still janky as hell. And like combat isn't any better. Combat is super janky. But once you get used to the jankiness, once you get used to like the different keyboard layout or control layout, combat's fun. Like janky does not equal to not fun. Okay, they're two completely different things. Jankiness just means you're gonna be dealing with a little bit of a weird like feeling sometimes. Like you're gonna expect the player to go left, but then they go straight, and it's just like this weird like feedback, lack of feedback there instead, where you're expecting X to happen and Y happens, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's not fun. I actually quite like the amount of rotate. I wish I recorded my boss battle. To be honest, the next boss battle I have, I'll just spin up a recording so I can show you guys. But like the rotation between parry, dodge, attack, crowd control, and the managing of stamina, and I haven't really unlocked a lot of the skills yet, but I believe the skill tree is actually quite simple, which I'm a big fan of. I know some people looked at this and were like, "Oh, the skill tree is only this big." I personally don't like. I'm not a big fan of like Path of Exile skill tree. It's huge, it's amazing, but there's just way too much. Okay, and I'm not trying to like pull out spreadsheets when I'm playing a game. At least not a single player game. I'm okay with doing that with MMORPGs, but I'm not trying to do that with a single player game. It just doesn't make any sense. So I really like this simple skill tree. This skill tree is actually not. It's actually a little bit less complicated than Black Myth Wukong. I have not played Elden Ring, so I don't really can compare it to that, to be honest with you. But like this is, to be honest, for what it is, this is a great skill tree, and we're gonna slowly unlock it over time, and we're gonna get access to more and more combat mechanics. And I'm actually genuinely interested now, because like I said before, just because the combat controls are janky, the combat itself is quite fun and intuitive. And you're basically trading off between using up all your stamina. Like if you dodge too much, you're going to literally run out of stamina. And the boss has patterns, right? The boss has like sometimes 4 or 5 back-to-back undodgeable attacks. And you're just going to have to flat out parry 4 or 5 attacks in a row. And like, look at how many dodges we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you mess one up, you're going to take a pretty big hit. By the way, like sometimes this random duff comes, and it's basically like a SMS texting system, and I love it. I love it. I still don't fully understand like how to use the inventory or whatnot. And again, same thing with the crafting, and same thing with the gear progression. I don't get it yet. I will eventually, but like I'm not in a rush either. Now, let's talk about the storyline a little bit. So the storyline, there's like main storyline, and then there's main storyline, and that's gonna sound like a bunch of gibberish to you guys, but I'm gonna explain. There are certain events where you can't fast forward, and it basically makes you watch the entire cutscene, and those are key events in the game that unfold the actual narrative. Then there are main storyline quests. That's part of the main, like you're still part of your main storyline, but you can basically press X. It might be another button for you guys, and fast forward it. I personally don't care too much for the fast forwardable content, and in fact, I actually started skipping through it because at first I was trying to pay attention and listen to it. And if you remember from my last video, I said there's a lot of like fetch this cat from the roof, like fetch the water, go into this burning building and fetch the human. There's a lot of that. And fast forwarding through a lot of that, I'm okay with, because it's not really things that I'm missing, and it's not really developing the world in a way that I care for. I care for narrative. I care for main characters. I care for factions and political alignments and whatnot. Those little things, they're like helping your citizen, building rapport and whatnot, and like giving you things to do. Because again, one of the big things about this game is it's huge, and there's a lot to do. You could probably play this game for hundreds of thousands of hours easily, right? There's just insane amount of stuff to do. I don't know if I can show you guys the map actually. I probably can, but it's probably going to be mostly grayed out. This map is huge. It's huge, guys. It's huge, like genuinely. And we have just unlocked, like, all the faraway mountains you guys are seeing is just this little part, right? And when we unlock the different areas, different parts, we're gonna unlock new types of animals, new types of people, new ways of life, maybe new species of humans, because like we have ogres or goblins or whatever. Who knows? There's like some giant humans as well. We're gonna unlock and discover a lot of that, right? And it's huge. But I will say a lot of the content is dead content. Like, it's just filler content. And it's not going to expand anything. And it's just more so like time wasting or like, it's like filler, basically. It's like the turkey dinner where you stuff it with other non-chicken. Like, it's just extra carbs for your protein. Because, you know, you can't just eat all protein. You need fiber. You need carbs. You need a little bit of sugar, a little bit of salt. You need like a variety of things. And most of it is carbs, to be honest with you. Now, with that being said, I'm okay with that. Because sometimes I like to play this game two ways. One way is I want to learn more about the universe and expand. The second way is I just want to hop on, kill some mobs, and hop off. So when when I have an actual hour or two block and I have like full energy, full mental cognitive ability to listen to a storyline, then I'm going to go and actually immerse myself into the main content that's not skippable. And then sometimes I have like 45 minutes to burn. I'm kind of tired because I worked that day or like something happened and I just want to like go kill some mobs and then don't turn my brain off. We can do that too. And at that point, you just put your chair back, lay back, and just like bomb, bomb, bomb. When you get into a boss fight, you pull your chair back up, and then you get into your like pro gamer position, and then you learn all the different moves and mechanics, dodging, parrying, like there's a lot of mechanics, guys. I don't know if she can do it. Actually, let me switch to him. And I know like you guys probably seen some clips of this, where he can basically grab stuff and then move stuff around. He can fly, like he can pull back a tree. And I personally have not even done this, but let's try it. So you can grab this. Let me see if I can grab it. Damn, I'm bad at this. And then L2 to pull. I don't know how to do this. I'm sure you guys know how to do this. Eventually, I'll learn. But you can basically pull the tree back, and then you let go, and then the tree propels you forward, and then you can basically fly for like a brief second, right? If I actually show you, I can show you guys the flying capabilities though. Let me show you guys the flying capabilities, just to show you guys like how cool some of the mechanics of this game are. Okay, ready? And it's not really flying, it's more like gliding. But like this looks so cool. And I still have not fully like understood how this guy got that ability. And there's a couple of abilities this guy has. You saw the grabbing ability. Another ability is which I think is kind of funny. They baked into this game is he can basically, he's immortal. Spoiler alert. I mean, not really spoiler alert. The first 5 minutes of the game, he basically dies, and he comes back to life. So he's immortal, and we will probably eventually learn how or why, but we have not gotten there yet. So there's just like these really cool like specific mechanics to this game that add a layer of depth that most other games don't have, right? Most other games are like your typical hack and slash with the occasional magic. This game has more than that. It has a few extra things that I think like is unique to this game, and you're gonna definitely love to use them and play around with them. Now, with that being said, overall, first week of gameplay, 100%, this is a good game. my first impression wasn't as great, but actually playing this for a full week, I promise you guys, this is a really good game. And I'm hoping that maybe the second week or third week when I release another video, I'm hoping that continues to be the case. And I've unlocked a few more gimmicks and understanding because I'm not grinding this game like 12 hours a day like other streamers. I also think like watching streamers grind a game 12 to 16 hours a day kind of ruins the fun. Because those guys are just going to get stuff from the end game within the first day. And like most people don't play games like that. Most of us have only weekends to play or a couple hours a day to play. Most of us full-time jobs is not playing games. Like I'm not a full-time streamer. I'm not even a full-time content creator. I create stuff on the side. And I think that's a very much realistic way of playing games like this. Like we're not finishing the Elden Ring final boss in week 1. Like that's not how we play. But yeah, overall, great. I hope to see you guys again in a week and let you guys know if I'm still enjoying my time. But as of right now, I am. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Bye. As soon as I figure out how to close this.